Martha Jones, the companion of Series 3 of Doctor Who, going on to have appearances in Series 4 and the David Tennant specials. Now, Martha Jones is a fantastic companion, and recently there was a lot of talk that maybe she's going to come back to the show. For some context, there was a Comic-Con appearance where Martha's actress stated that maybe or maybe not she was in the 60th. And I personally think she should come back, whether it's in the 60th, whether it's in something else. I think it would genuinely be great. So, I'm going to give you some reasons why. It would honestly be kind of weird if you did need reasons why. Martha's a class character. Reason number 1. It makes sense. Having characters that return in the show does a lot for the show. Because fans and nostalgia, people get excited when they see characters they know and like return. You know this. You know, whatever people think about him now, people were buzzing when Captain Jack returned in Series 12. You know, for a lot of fans, that was a really, really exciting moment. And honestly, I think Martha would be an even bigger return. But as a character, she makes sense. First of all, she's an RTD character. RTD is now back with the show, so it makes sense that if any characters from Modern Who are going to return, they're more likely to be RTD characters due to the fact he most likely created them. And big, exciting returns are usually going to be previous companions coming back to the show. And out of the 3 main RTD companions, being Rose, Martha, and Donna, Martha makes the most sense as another return. Because obviously Donna is coming back for the 60th, but it's being made quite clear this is a one-time thing. Maybe Donna's going to die at the end of the 60th, but Donna is already coming back. Now, while I wouldn't say no to Rose coming back, Rose makes less sense than Martha. First of all, Billie Piper already returned in the 50th, therefore making that return feel less exciting. But also, a Martha return feels more necessary. Martha as a character feels a lot more loved than Rose as a character these days, and also, Martha has more of an arc to go on. You see, with Rose, she had multiple seasons, we gained a lot with her, she gained big storylines, and at the end of Series 4, we've kind of done the whole Rose thing. I'm not sure where you could go with the Rose character. Again, I really wouldn't be opposed to seeing her back, but, you know, Martha is a better option. Whereas Martha, we have plenty to do with the character. Because she's a fan favourite that a lot of people also feel was underserved. I know personally, while the arc within the series as a whole, where Martha is kind of in love with the Doctor, and the Doctor is clearly not in love back, that arc works for Series 3, but I'm not sure it was best for the Martha character herself. But then, near the end of Series 3, we see what a fantastic character Martha can be. We get Family of Blood Martha, where she doesn't get the Doctor's help, and we get the end of Series 3, where she walks the Earth and practically saves the day. Martha's a cool character. If you don't get that, I don't get you. That's actually quite mean. I understand you. Subscribe. And seeing Martha just continue on that journey on screen would be really cool. Obviously, we get it in Series 4, and we get it in her scene in the David Tennant specials, but the character of Martha, from the first time we've seen her, is really evolving, and I'd really love to see that character continue to evolve on screen. I also think Martha as a character works in so many settings, so it would be so easy to bring her back. A little bit of pop culture knowledge for you, but Martha is the only character to be a companion of the Doctor, work for UNIT, and work for Torchwood. Now, as a trio, that's pretty cool. And what that means is Martha works in all settings. She works alongside the Doctor, she works in the more military bits of UNIT, and then she works in Torchwood. Which brings me on to my next point, spin-offs. Look, the UNIT spin-off is kind of like a semi-going forward, semi-confirmed, we don't actually know, but the UNIT spin-off itself looks pretty likely to happen. Obviously, we know we've got Kate Stewart coming back in Series 14, and probably the 60th anniversary, and that character would likely lead that spin-off. And if you don't think Martha would be a perfect addition to that show, again, I don't get you. Martha's already been involved with UNIT, and it would just make so much sense, and it would be great to see this character that we already know and love really get her own chance to shine fully. As we've said, she only really got the chance to fully shine on her own, end of Series 3, into Series 4, and even then, she just gets separated, and works with a Hath, which is an underrated episode. I don't mind Doctor's Daughter. Honestly, that's my big pitch here, is I think Martha, while as well I think she'd work, like, you know, coming in for an episode here or there within the show itself, I think Martha as part of the unit spin-off would really, really work well. Say, for example, we see her in the 60th, she gets introduced back into the unit special, and then, you know, can come into Doctor Who like Stolen Earth Journey's End style. That's my big pitch here, but I also really think it would work if she just popped into the main show occasionally. Even thinking about all of the companions throughout the modern era, I think Martha makes most sense. I mean, obviously people would like the characters of like Amy and Rory to come back, and I think people really wouldn't be opposed to Bill coming back, or Yaz, for example. With Yaz, I actually think Yaz would be the big other modern candidate that I think would work fantastic in the unit spin-off. Honestly, I might make a full... Do you want to see why Yaz should come back? Comment down below. If one of you says you want to see that video, I'll make it. But let's face it, Clara wouldn't work because she's dead, Amy and Rory's arcs got wrapped up, Bill is now a water creature, and the Chibnall companions are divisive to say the least. Martha makes so much sense to come back for a hit of nostalgia, and for a character that I think people would really enjoy to see her on screen again. Anyway, what do you guys think? Would you like to see Martha return in the unit spin-off, in Doctor Who, in a mix of both, or not at all? Let me know your thoughts below. Or would a Martha spin-off work? For me, I'd rather see her in the unit spin-off rather than do tons and tons of spin-offs. But I'm open to your opinions. And if you want to see me take on a Doctor Who quiz and prove I'm not a fake Doctor Who fan, you can click this video here. If you want comedy, if you want light-hearted comedy, watch this video. It's not all light-hearted. It gets very intense. I'm so competitive. It's ridiculous.